Yo, what is up, loafers? This is NanoRed, and welcome to day 11 of Stardew Every Day. Alright, today the spirits are somewhat mildly perturbed, and you guys know the drill then. I'm gonna be fishing at the mountain lake. I'm gonna try to do things a little differently this episode. Usually when I have topics, I like to sit on like a paused menu to try to think about what to say, just so I don't waste too much time during the day. But this time around, what I'm gonna do, if I ever need to think about a response, I'm just gonna leave the game unpaused. That way, it's a little easier for me when I'm editing and the videos won't be as long, which I know for some of you, that'd be good. Just like me, like my attention span is really short, so it'll be good for us like-minded folks out there. Alright, let's see what kind of mail I have. Ooh, my mom sent me cookies. Thank you. Get Robin's axe. I know where that is. Easy money. So before I made this video, I was watching the Warriors and Celtics game. I was pretty worried for the Warriors just because up until this point, although their record looks good, they've been playing against teams that are pretty bad, like they were projected to be pretty bad. And in the eye test, it's pretty easy to tell that they are as well. But today was our first real test as we played against the best team in the league, wins-wise. Of course, they were missing two of their best players in Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis, but nevertheless, this was kind of like our first test in terms of being a legitimate title contender team. And honestly, I was really happy when we did win. Now, it did look really spotty in the third and early fourth quarter, but Steph Curry turned on his magic, really did his thing, and we came out with a victory. Again, I don't want to be looking into this too much just because the Celtics didn't have two of their best players, and even though we did our best at the beginning to stop Jason Tatum from destroying us, he eventually started catching fire, which that was one of the main reasons why it looked a little scary towards the end. But nevertheless, I'm happy that my Warriors came out with the dub, but their next two games aren't looking that easy as well. I believe they're going up against the next two best teams statistically, so we'll see how that goes. Now, why does he have one of those keys just in his pocket? You'd think he would just keep it locked up somewhere or in a drawer. A lot of sounds coming from the sewers. It's like me in the bathroom. Alright, speaking of the Warriors, that's actually a good segue into my topic for today. At least when I'm recording it, there isn't a topic in the comments, but I had this one in my head as well, just because I've been discussing it in real life with my girlfriend and some other friends. And that is in regards to other videos that I want to make on this channel. So I've said in the past there was a lot of video ideas that I wanted to do, and I still will. They'll just take me a bit of time to find the time to make them and record them, and also get the motivation to record those videos as well. I'd like to think of myself as somewhat of a creative person, and I do have a bunch of ideas in terms of what I want to do, but I'm just not sure how others will perceive it or if I'll be able to execute it correctly. And there's just so many different variables that kind of make me hesitate to try those ideas. For example, just alone in these videos, I've mentioned some things that I do want to do. Like I want to make a Stardew Valley NPC tier list, as well as playing some of my favorite Flash games from some of my favorite websites, as well as some other video games that I would like to play, like NBA 2K, Honkai Star Rail, and etc. It's just, I'm not really sure what specifically to do with those games and those ideas. I want to be creative and not post the same thing or idea that someone else has posted. Ignore the fact that this is literally someone else's idea and I kind of just took it from them. For example, right, I was talking to one of my friends that played Honkai Star Rail as well, and I was trying to discuss some ideas with her and what she thought would be good for a video series. Some things that I had in mind was that I would only use 4-star characters from the game and don't use any, which would include not being able to use the main character. Another idea that I had was to only pull on the standard banner instead of on the limited banners, which would then limit me to all the 4 stars, of course, as well as the standard banner 5-star characters. However, when I went through those ideas with her, she showed me a channel that did something pretty similar, and that's on the same vein, where they played Honkai Star Rail without pulling at all, and see how far that he could get into the game with all the end game content and etc. After hearing that, I'm not gonna lie, I did get a little discouraged. I didn't necessarily think that my idea was going to be like extremely original, just because it is something that I feel like most people can think of, and it's a game that's not that new anymore. I believe it's like almost a year and like 3 or 4 months old. So by now there's probably like a couple of people, but she showed me someone with a decent amount of subscribers that did that idea, and with that it kind of decentivized me from trying to do that idea, since it's already been done by such a popular person. She was helping me run through some other potential ideas, but ultimately I still do want Star Rail to be enjoyable for me as well, and I felt like those 2 ideas that I did think of, they were going to be challenging enough, but also still provide me a sense of enjoyment. So I'm kind of just at a loss for what to do on that standpoint. If you guys do have an idea, I am all ears. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about that. In a similar vein, I'm also worried about posting NBA 2K. One, just because I'm not sure what kind of series I'd want to do. I was thinking that I would do maybe like a My League series involving my favorite team, the Warriors. Since I've been playing my team a lot, I thought maybe posting a series about that, doing the challenges and playing domination. But the struggles with that, one is I'm afraid it would be too niche of an idea, and it would kind of limit my audience and what they might enjoy. And two, I don't know how I would provide commentary for that game. Similar with Dicey Dungeon, it's kind of just a game where sometimes I just need to focus, or the gameplay is pretty straightforward, so there's nothing to really narrate. I think the biggest concern for me is more of just what's going to be the enjoyment factor of both myself and the other people that will be watching me, because I really want to make sure that you guys enjoy all the content that I'm putting out, and I also want to personally enjoy the content that I'm making for you guys. And as bad as it may be, I also do want to find content that would also help me grow my channel in a positive way without limiting me down like one particular rabbit hole, if you know what I mean. Again, I know that these are all pretty big thoughts for someone who I think right now is at 34 subscribers, and I am really grateful for all 34 of you. Don't get me wrong. It's just I like to think in the grander scheme of things, and unfortunately it's kind of hard to get me out of that mindset sometimes. I think the best thing for me to do is that I will post maybe something in my community tab, giving you guys a poll to choose what kind of game and like what challenge you want me to do alongside it. And then that way I can get some interaction with you guys, hear your guys' thoughts personally, and see what you guys like the best. with that being said, I still do plan on doing Stardew every day. And in terms of the Dicey Dungeon series, I do want to finish that as well. And I will start streaming that soon. I hope. I don't really have a timetable for that just yet, but I do at least want to get one Dicey Dungeon video out per week for now until I start streaming it. I want you guys to let me know down in the comments if you guys have ever had this overthinking that I'm kind of having right now. Like, you're worrying too much about your future and you're kind of worried about what other people are thinking and how they would react to it, and how you either overcame it or have been coping with it. Also, down in the comments, I want you guys to let me know just directly what you guys want to see from me. Like, if there are any games that you particularly enjoy that you want me to give a try. And obviously, when I leave that community post too, I want you guys to put it in there as well and just show the love and support that you guys have been showing this video. Not a bad day for fishing so far. I still have a decent amount of energy left. I'm hoping with fishing today I can get to maybe 7,500 or 8,000 gold, just so I can have a bit of wiggle room, and after I buy the strawberries, then maybe I can afford the bigger backpack upgrade and not have to worry about managing my inventory slots so closely. In saying that though, if I keep catching algae, I don't think I'm going to get to either of those numbers. Going back to the talk about how I've been coping with dealing with all these ideas in my head and all the uncertainty, something that I've been doing is, one, I've been trying to get inspiration from other YouTubers, some of them on the smaller side, just like me, just to see how new people are getting people's attention, as well as some bigger YouTubers that I follow, and seeing what's been working for them and to see if I can kind of emulate that in my videos. One thing that I did see recently is Disguised Toast playing with some of his offline TV friends, Buckshot Roulette, which recently just came out with their multiplayer, I assume, because that's what they were playing. And I thought that that'd be a really fun idea, just because that was a game that I originally saw from Markiplier, and I got it for myself, and I do love the probability aspect of it, so maybe if some of my friends want to get together and play that game, just because it's relatively inexpensive, then I'd be really down to play that. Alright, now that we are at the end of the day, this is everything I will be selling. Oh, the cat is so cute. He's just curled up in my bed. Alright, and with that, we have another episode done for Stardew every day. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate everyone coming out and watching my video, whether you're just here to watch, whether you leave a like or you leave a comment. I appreciate you guys all the same. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you guys so much for this opportunity. Alright, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, I wish you guys a good night, loafers.